This season on Kerr Fatou. Fatou. Oli.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
When we touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
Assalamualaikum badingol ngal bismillah na Kerr Fatou programme to ngamin ki jang aramisa comme ka ki nyamin dron aramisa ngananang ni mole kacha ko la mimbe dendi bankola koto nalbe no bakan for the past couple of weeks na sai 2 weeks ago nga start ka diamu gam patio la diaspora representatives aku mayata bay de gambino mimbe diaspora to lodula minke last election to gambino be yajele but nyinan silo diaspora gambians munela lodulati nying election to aku mayata we have less than 2 months to election, so it's an exciting time for us in the media. So right now we want to concentrate on the diaspora. Kajibe tola ila mama we tembira jumalto anim fanang ibe mi preparations la for their parties. Wala na bi kitanye se obati nga UDP la diaspora chairman sotojang Mboge Saidykhan. Mboge, welcome to Kerr Fatou for the first time.
Thank you, Fatou, and abareka bake to for the invitation, and yafo nyameng nyina mu sinya foloti. And hopefully, Nimbe continue lale. And the initiative is very good because Yafo Nyameng, diaspora la contribution of Gambia la socio-economic development mobe ya lonne karimitrans men jo banko kan bari amanda wodama la politico to Gambian ole dabula jebaka because they have interest in their country. But most importantly, UDP diaspora has been very, very, very strong since the establishment of the first chapter of 1997. Since Owato Nisantema UDP, Nimkumu diaspora mkolo ye fengo fenke ya kope UDP lala. Because maningolka manyadile alila e satara larine. Until we have always been there, always been standing with the party, and the Gambia as a whole. So Kanyim Natin program was really really welcoming because Ngamira as stakeholders nyanta kela al nyanta moyla le Gambian ko nyanta aluna le mobe la perspective pe nyame munebe mutari mobe bul bankola ko anu nin diaspora keta multi-many along ko itolle be basically itolle ka banko nyin taman kan na dina nyin programme to banko mo len tol fana na position long ngamira kuma ya woti nyin politique.
Gamcel data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcel data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcel data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcel data, it's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcel Yaiborom.
Ako mayata bake because yole fo wati na nga kere kapatio la diaspora representative solnati katu sinkiri Gambia kono diaspora be wolle bulo kono Gambia la sinkirol bebe bantala kolle bulo momo man dimbaya sotolo bantala banko kan aka koleale hanina GDP ngaminje wala min ka bo diaspora ta ka bodulato woto election onata bayri min hameta no wolom pour Gambia diaspora no le vote ke bari woman nake bayri National Assembly they throughout the draft atina Gambia man constitution kuto stop so bitakan election la the old constitution mi alonko where to disenfranchise le altekat almanka I mean, aboma amarke fan, bari I see man provision ke for you guys. So almanta karte file bari still alla lodula election auto akumayata. But say janning ka dung woto because lafta jumal fa Mboge Saidykhan lafta wole lonna ibota min tole anim fanang ako abe kumayala bake mo la jumal Mboge Saidykhan.
Thank you, Fatou. So nte na ka jama mbuga la fi kam fam fo bake. I'm a village boy, from Jara Sukuta, and that's where I grew up. My childhood in Barokunda, Jara Barokunda, then Banjul, a few, I stayed in Banjul for quite a while. Then I went to Sierra Leone, and from Sierra Leone, and I came to I came to Gambia. 1994, I returned back to the Gambia, and just immediately after the coup d'etat, and then 1996, Kabere UDP formed. I was at the window. I was not among the founding fathers, but I was Mantara Bungokono. But me palante rotole UDP formula wato men. And on wato fanan inside tema Kabere nata jang 2004 nata United States. Ofanani bitema na lodula momenti wala ka UDP sembentuya ka banko sembentuya comme na parti da kamemfo Gambia la problème is UDP la problème is Gambia's problem UDP la lodula mu Gambia la di so ndoloka ko ke UDP is just a vehicle understand it but banko la ko le ya sabu ka kadolo mbeke so since then that's what I've been doing and when from New York now, I went to Seattle. From Seattle now I'm in Washington D.C. So that's Mboge for you.
That's Mboge. You actually worked at the embassy as well, and are you still at the embassy?
No. As you know, inga menje, yalong our politics is na banko political everything political duntaje. It's not what you are capable of, but where your position lies. Yes, now it was a contract as you know, but Kabira Banta, I didn't look for any way to renew it because you're not political position alone, and they opted not to renew it, which is fine with me because I was living Barbudum. Koromoni Mbunya ye offer is a pride for everybody. Nila banko e kumande ko doko kenye is a doko ke. I wasn't looking for it, but nana da fana na doko menti nyanta okela la dum. Nataro jang nyanta menkela nga okela. I have my very very proud moment, in the embassy. The staff were very nice with me. Now co-workers all were very friendly, very nice people. But like I said, I have my very, very proud moments, because I was able to do, to at least, serve my country in that capacity.
Now, going back to the role of the Gambian diaspora. Throughout the dictatorship, diaspora, when media houses all manketeng, free speech man allowed in Gambia, the diaspora liya tay fanga kunto ka Gambian will inform about mimbeke kanung Bangkokam, ka more light show on the issues that were happening. Me alonko the traditional media were not able to cover because of fear. Diaspora katoke even 2016 ka full nati ka make sure Gambia diaspora be kumboto ko nyanta ka fulale ka nyum falingo ke kabring obviously kabring solo sande nyol finti data protest la, and then Mr. Dabo and co entire executive was sent to jail. Mobe nata je ko tonya ka fo nyanta kala nyoka ne nil lafta banko bondila. Diaspora played a big role. Lafta demanding we look at briefly like the UDP diaspora, your role mean play in the past 22 years. Kaje ko falingo nati. Lafta so demanding out.
Yeah, thank you, Fatou, for that question. Puruka uku onyininka. But I don't know time UDP diaspora coming out for nyame niya jube an empathy on life is interrelated. They are linked. Covering because 1996 lem UDP Lota. 1997 lem UDP diaspora the first chapter Lota in France. Yeah. So Nikoba history be for la jam fatale. But I can tell you a little bit. These are patriotic citizens. UDP Dingolu. There is nobody as patriotic as UDP in that country. That's hands down with the most. But the Along Yingbe, it's always inspired by the leadership. Inspire. We're able to do what we are because leadership means sort of nyaton kolem. Nyaton ka kendo aka samale ya abuka bida maji aka samale fanam sang wala keta UDP diaspora nyaje UDP diaspora form da wala because menunta momento you have a dictatorship and kolbe koleala. So leadership nana muneke nada hakilo fa yenyo kanka ko well Gambenol be bantalale we need to reach out to them because there might be time for funding from Obekola Mal. But that is what happened. But thank God, Cabaret chapter in Law, France. The second chapter was in New York. At that time, from all big element along compatible Feroke Puriana Yin called Taman, especially those in New York. But the majority of those people will be able to patiola. Then after 1994. Kabrinata 1994, and I know what at the time Kabrin Minala from particularly the Malafinungana, to be honest with you, because Nala closeness Benjamin and Carol men play IJ, but in Nata Faiko, o time was situation of Bangkok and Yamen. It doesn't favor me as that much. That's another history, but another permission of the Nakonyeta. And Kayako left telephone and Nimbitala, left Tala Dulale to Dame Alonko, see involved political kono. Malafi to be on the sideline. So another was a jane. Ngamere was a jane no kombonko. Another kumandi, nada sabadu wala. But kabila nada, fanang anim fombe bimen tema. Ndela longa momenti wala UDP diaspora ka strengthen. Yeah, understand. But ntatale for there was a time. Puruka molu fa sort of meeting wala it was a problem. Ninga meeting okay sometimes na siata. Ninga motan sort of lumeng diaspora kono. Entire diaspora.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Ninga motang so donka jelele, nka kontanile. Yeah, but we struggle on because we believe in a greater cause. Willem Gambia la quote, and for be alhamdulillah. Nka ala tentule. Be UDP. There is no political party in the Gambia. Me alonga I support sort of in the diaspora than the United Democratic Party. Among Kentala noti, but this is mainly because Gambian only believe that leadership, UDP leadership, that is allowed to say no doubt. And they also believe in the policies and programs of the United Democratic Party. So hands down, B, Niba Haimala, and I can say this with straight face, 75% of diaspora Gambian Yalon the United Democratic Party is the only party. Me along as Banco Nyimpon. And you realize Banco is facing in the wrong direction. And 99% of Gambians diaspora yalon na ko banko mantara direction abaka nyatilin dame na mambete. But also what is also very clear wala mnyindiko Gambian ulu left in the diaspora they want left a matured leadership and an informed leadership. Ninga nyimfo I think people need to reflect. Gambia Kabirin Sadawada Botaje. We had Yaya Jame. He was young, vibrant. Mobeba Fokanko Yaya, we need a young person. Anketa Nyadila 22 years down the line. What happened? Now we have Baro, he's young, vibrant. We thought the same thing. I think now Gambians have reflected Kavo Komenko Hani, Dindemota Bondi no Lamkang. Let us look for an informed and a mature leadership, a unifying leadership. And that's what they've seen in Yawolaje Usenoto and Yawolaje UDP. So Bibi Lala UDP diaspora basically in a chapter sort of in every corner of the world. The number for because no opponent will can't to build on it. But I can assure you, Kabo Komenko, every part of the world, America Damakono, we have 7 chapters, and we can do as much as every state if we want. But niaje ngake wanyama, ala coordination of finance so no ya nyame state sol men ala ko katata nyola ko lela nyoka. But UDP diaspora ala contribution to UDP and Gambia is far greater than a lot of people know. Nyimanza kunda membe sirin jandi modol bina ibe kafla ntoluma wayatara ntolunga silo nyilla. There were times UDP Hanala Congress dol bijan from the diaspora. A lot of activities, especially youth activities, ndoleka sponsor nka program organizing family nka kodoka funyo mankaki. This has been an ongoing thing. I remember one case in point, Fast Njaga Choi, or trip nying dolenga sponsor, and many other tours many alonko patioka embark on. But in alonko, UDP move forward patiolet. Adun tolde tala nola mokang. Molu many alonko medaji kolong, yela kodoso to nyame malong, kal lowol no makavoy wal patio sponsor. I will tell you a case in point. Yalong commando NPP ko dolem. Ako baroning Usenu Benta Leadabo Benta New York. Ako baroko moe at the offer $4 million la. Ako $4 or $5 million. This story wasn't even true. But ako offer $5 million na purka adundi pati yokono Usenu Manso. Yalong ate mala among fahamuroke. Ate amuta womuku kendolet. That is corruption right there. That is corruption right there. And then nyatom ka kendo inyante banna wasifa lato. Wala atina Usenu ko akono. Lo adabo kono. Tetewo kodo mala. Because amalon kodo nyimbota dame. UDP has always rely on grassroots. Ninga program also to meeting also don kana fole di musol la tani. Yeta luo kono $5 $10. And traditional nying wole ninkum wole transfer in the diaspora. So sacrifice for the greater good of our country has always been the hallmark of United Democratic Party, and that's what we are doing. That is the tradition that we are continuing. Because at the end of the day, banko nyintola nyanta bondila. And when you involve ne banku dingulu dabulandi la kuokono, they take ownership of it. And UDP wala kata UDP la.
Yeah, so definitely Molbe Kawole for I think hands down Molbe agreed to UDP supporters, UDP militants, the way they contribute to the party. No party ever does that in the Gambia, in the history of the country so far. Najele, Mr. Dabo Nata, I think 2 years ago, Nata Diaspora to in Seattle, in 24 hours, you guys were able to raise $80,000. Najele, just a couple of weeks ago, Lord Mayor Talib and Sudanata Seattle again, over $50,000 Alimi raised, and warning different chapters every single day. Ngajeko every day, New York, London chapter 2 million jana, Nyundol jana. How do you coordinate all this? Why does the party militants believe so much in the party to raise these kinds of funds? Muneya Sabu, what is the belief? What is the conviction there? Alkakodomi race, honestly. No party ever does that. How do you coordinate all of that?
So let me come here. Well, I think I'm quite leadership. UDP we believe in Gambia, and we believe in our leadership. You know, the party leader made a statement. If I can quote him, you know, if Solo Sandeng can die for the Gambia, who am I to sit in my house to just quote him a little bit? So Ntolu Fanan Walabem Tolubulu, and we borrowed this phrase from him that, you know, if Solo Sandeng can die for Gambia, Sadio Kunjan Sane can die for Gambia, Anta Samba can die for Gambia, Femi Peters, Singul Nyasi, the list goes on. If these people can die for Gambia, the least that we can do is to contribute to a cause that they live and they dream and died for. So until that is what is inculcated in us. So wale ati nantol ne mol farada. Ntol mam moje nga bankola je. And sometimes, you know, ninga nyimfo aka mol dimi. But the UDP sacrifice in that country, ibogala fi ngafo because they feel uncomfortable. They have nothing to stand on and they have nothing to give. Wale ati na, you know, sometimes ninga nyimkumasi fa alfo ake dimi. But that is the fact. Like I said, we believe the other way around. We know, like when it was John Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you. That has been our mantra. We always believe Kafo Komenko Banko unto Lenyanta Kela Banko. Wale ati na mole fata, wale ati na mole tara selo kono, wale ati na mole tocho, wale ati na mole wale baido kola. This is the conviction that we have. And when you have those kind of leaders, many along they made such a sacrifice, you cannot be left behind. It is, you know, so ntola case nimba wala nyama. Wala atina we continue to do what we are doing, and wala atina fanang, you know, we will always set record. I can tell you, so far, you know, the UDP diaspora in this election, this election cycle alone, we've disbursed more than $5 million.
Wow.
And yeah, we've disbursed more than $5 million to the Gambia. And I can assure you, Kavoko, before the votes we've cast our votes, we will disburse nothing less than $20 million. And this is going to far exceed Gambia Bay 2016, Yalon Niajube, GDF. They were only able to raise $4 million plus, 4,200,000 and some change.
Yeah.
That is just a fraction of what one of our chapters can do. So this, like ite coordination, this is not me. I'm just a vehicle or kind of a vessel coordinating, you know, but the bulk of the responsibility lies with our chapter chairpersons, you know, and bringing occasional tala K tempo. The trust you had mentioned on Teto, Nina Dindia, Nina Lombalia, Nyama, but they have trust and confidence in me. Ngalongo is not a given. I have to earn it. And as I said, always, you know, Nibe disagree and agree, because I believe what brings us together is far greater than what divides us. So Ntolo, this is how we operate. But it's all responsibility and our critical beta that, you know, chapter representatives for like the Mafode Charms for gas chapter, and you have Bob Ture of Finland, Maudo Ketas, you know, Alaji Seni Jame of Sweden, Lamin Konate UK, Mbemba Jan Spain, and the list goes on. Ibrahim Kamara Minnesota, Mohamed Keita of Lamin Keita of Wisconsin, and all these people. Aisatu Jawara, Maryland, and our folks in Morocco, Turkey, and all these people. So it all we meet, discuss what our targets are, you know, and we have a very, very strong fundraising committee in the diaspora here. That is Baba Dabo, Seattle, and Momon Bello Kurubali, MB, and Lavin Konate. And these are the people many along the fundraising. It see your strategies all put together and share it with, you know, various chapters, you know, and see how to work around it. So, but it's all boiled down to commitment. and the belief. Yeah, understand me. And what we have seen right now, especially in this election cycle, is unprecedented. Yeah, nenema sifadi.
Munatina lafta nala waleto. Minje UDP la koto wolam nga folko ninata Facebook da malang tenwale election o winle. I don't know a lot participation on social media, how that is going to translate on the ground. I have no idea. But not Facebook law, election or winle. But Facebook ground man killing. And this is more of the diaspora people. And that will man carteso. So womu killing it. But my thing is Ninkarte fayo jarta atol diaspora kole munella. Considering ko tonya atolte alte carte fainora. But how influential are your members on the ground in Gambia?
So then nakulobe fole.
Okay.
Yeah. Then nakulobe fole. Because I know the people that we are dealing with. Some of these it all fall konale. They know how we operate a little bit. And so we want to surprise them. But in despite the fact, and surprisingly, yalo muneketa. Nte yalo nte register Gambia, right? And when I went, Hantara Wato Mena, Nimo Jamala Bentaje, many along Gambian diaspora.
Yes.
Some paid. At that time, ticket was very, very expensive.
Very expensive, yes.
Yeah, because Tenga Moljele from the United States, many along they buy ticket $2,000 plus. Almost $2,500 per Karaka. So that shows you the level of commitment Gambian men. But most importantly, Gambian concerned men soto Kavo Banco Kata Silo Mena Abukataku. So yalong oleatina, I think Gambian will be on the ground. Inyanta men hakilo lamento. Gambian will concern men soto Banco la Koto B. Ole warata haniya jamela ta wadot. Malum foyena kumoja. Gambians are more concerned about the direction of the country today than even Yaya Mesta.
But Yaya Meta move more afar as long abula wole bekere. Be woman.
Yeah, but omume be mole menje banko kata nyame is far dangerous than the.
But Mboge mol ba for like UDP mol coming for atol manya na film for mol yede. President Barrow is one of you people. Atole UDP atole President Barrow recommend alia campaign okay alia di coalition for akita president. Even though this is another conversation, but still you don't think that's the truth, right? President Barrow was UDP. Mboge.
So President Barrow is UDP, but President Barrow Mafonson Kewala, right? I think that is something that President Barrow himself agreed to, because akalole B ako kuketa famole yake. You remember then President Barrow and I come here for this is for another discussion.
Yeah.
But the President Barrow lo dan denya kotole ako nte famole siring ako. And one of your brothers, was there. Yeah, nabe siring I konye ko diaspora man kukate. Yeah, understand. So basically, he did everything for. So President Barrow problem. I believe is a matured person. Keba mentala for sanji talulu soto. Momanya na fole what is wrong and what is right. So the decision President Barrow decision on mentor is his own decision. Had it been he listened to people, this would not have happened. Remember President Barrow kabira nyininga for APR sing koltala dokola. He has a lot of intelligent people or intellectuals within him
to choose from.
He put all those people, and I don't want to even APRC call. That is not something that I even want to talk about. But generally, President Barrow ya itan Gambian call laleko ako atele jatofa. So ni jatofa, iko ita subodi la mola. That's fine. So afanang problem of Mbabulu is his own problem. But the saddest thing is yalo molia mutako President Barrow la nyim problemo. Because I menke UDP la wole UDP nkolu kamfa. No. President Barrow etinyaro menke banko wole banko molu kamfa and wole UDP nkolu kamfa. Look at the 1.4 or 1.7 billion euros me along kwanyata nala banko kam. That would have solved a lot of problems that we have in that country right now. Look at our ladies, women and sisters. Our healthcare system is in the gutters. You understand? How is that possible? Because Menketa Kabringate Dundanyin Kuokono, he was just focused on, how he can entrench himself. Your ideal dunga bulu babala eko. You know, psychophancy is the worst thing that, you know, any person can, you know, have around you. When you have psychophants around you, they tell you things that are not true. Adum President Barrow wala ketala. Moment President Barrow come. I have always been the UDP diaspora. During those times, I was the deputy chairperson. You understand? I communicated with him. But covering when this transition fund, the person who was there left, I took over. And we were passing for a chairperson at the time. It was because of me. You understand? Because I believe in the goodness of people. But you know, those are the same people. Many are long ago they went kumol for President Barrow. Keba andenga muda bi Fatou nin somebody come and akonyeko Fatou Mboge beten. Yenna kuma mwele nte nyandang hakilot la janin tabo kuma be tala be kuma mutale fe. I need to be able to reason enough from zero to become a state a president. You need to be grateful to the people who've done that for you, right? But that was not the case. So probably we will have another conversation. We can have another conversation on this. But
yeah.
As far as UDP diaspora is concerned, we will surprise you. Yalong
Allah influence, yeah. Allah influence on the ground. By the provide funds provide, and that is very, very key in any election. You need funding. You need funding to be able to do all the activities, campaign collateral. So the financial support is amazing. But what kind of influence do your members have on their people as well? Because the votes are the most important as well.
So what I think, you know, kudo weje, but now kodoning war is one aspect of it. But I mean, UDP la nyinto nyinda mafamo. Niya jube ngalo nako. I'm not privy to the budget. What was this thing? But ngalo nako is not going to be anything less than $4 million or $3 million. Ila nyinto misada party leader ni molbe to nyimmenate. So that is very significant. You understand? But if we can go, come and nintol sita to that level, kao commitments if I can come from Balin, can dimba alu bali, na bilol feel firing to support the party. Isa alongo abejarlanye ko bele la farang to mobilize on the ground as well. So mbo kala nyamenta ofola.
Okay.
You understand? But mbebe na Gambia le, and in Savoy go this election anyong election of the Sotla Gambia. Kodo is one. You understand? The main disposal to the party. But also another activities on the ground to make sure we win this election. You understand? Hands down, make sure because it's high time. When you go to even a country like Senegal, you become amazed. You can surprise from where am I from? It's sad, you know, but and it's through this kind of sacrifices that we can do it. You know, so trajectory and we will continue doing that. But like I said, you will be surprised in December. Starting from November, I will call so we will let you know when we get there.
Okay.
Inshallah.
So I will take my first commercial break. When we come back, we look at the messaging. UDP be talkono. UDP kata campaignola. Kujamal be fokande dolko UDP albe overconfident in baleke. Party leader be tola. Munem will message to the Gambian people. And how confident is UDP victory? How sure are you of a UDP victory in December? Ninata drum.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? E.J Investments is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on E.J Investments. E.J Investments, we are first in properties.
Your taxes, you have to pay.
Look at my sleep. I think I am cheated. Yes, you are cheated. This is not what they stated on your employment letter. It's okay. Just give it to me. I think Fatou must explain this better. Go and see her. Let me go to our office now. I think I am cheated. Look at my slip. I did not buy PE tax. Why did you deduct it from my salary?
No, Lamin. PAYE is an acronym which means pay as you earn. Employment income tax is any profit or gain arising from employment. It includes salaries, wages, bonuses, leave pay, overtime, allowances, and commissions. The employer is charged with the responsibility of deducting the tax at source and remit to GRA monthly before or on the 15th of the following month.
Really?
Yes. Any employee who earns incomes from $2,000 and above per month arising from employment in the Gambia is subjected to employment income tax.
But what if my employer deducts my salary and does not pay to GRA?
Then it means your employer is cheating on you and the government. Anytime if detected, your employer will be charged to pay the full amount and you cannot get any document from GRA indicating your tax compliance.
Thank you very much for making me understand. I think from now on, I will be finding out with you to know whether my taxes deducted from the salary are paid to GRA or not. And I will urge every employee to do the same. Thank you very much.
This information is from the Gambia Revenue Authority. For more detailed information about your pay income tax obligations, please visit any of the nearest GRA offices. The Gambia Revenue Authority, collecting revenue for national development.
GRA, you are more dollar for more fair tax.
Sam pap
deena
déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma joué ko bii waaw yàlla def mu gagné jàppoon $100,000 la gagné.
la ilaha illallah.
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque.
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000.
am naa ko kay man naa lu ñëw bëggoon nga dimbali ci
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga bërki démb li daal si benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek bërki démb waaw muy yuuxu di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal
jar na ko
laal na ci lu di waaw
nga dafa am quarté am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis
kente mooy lan
kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi
waaw beneen bi
am na quarté mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk
lu tax
ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon
yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jouer
am na lu ma yaakaar
man gis naa seen kii yi kees yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi
mais
daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis
del jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la laa ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt
fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000
waaw nu may def
waaw nooy def
xam nga yow sama xarit nga
waaw
damay fexe nga rey say noonu
ci nan
lu mu gàtt $50,000
waay
Thierno woowee l'ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa kay lu ko rey
50,000 dala na ko boo ma gañaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu ni sama kaw
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informer ndax yow yaa ko gañe jàppoon.
Welcome back to part 2 of this interview. Comme Wafa Nyamindrong, Bimbijang Mboge Saidykhan. Mboge is the diaspora chairman of the UDP diaspora chapter. UDP the diaspora chapter, I think, is one of the strongest chapters. Is one of the strongest in the country. By the near Jube, they have more than over 20 chapters in the diaspora. Mboge just told us that they have disbursed more than 5 million, and they're planning to disburse up to 20 million for this election alone. What the way me mean go come to konye election tonya ejatale ko bella. Mboge, welcome back to part 2 of this interview. But come ngafu nyamindrom UDP la the campaign or kumastale. President Mr. Dabo anala timo molu ebe tokono ya kumas North Bank Gambenol fintita ebe welcome kang munem nying tola sababot and munem UDP la message to the Gambian people as we speak now ebe mune fol sambala Gambenoli imam mimfono.
Well, thank you, Fatou, for having me again. And UDP la message is very, very simple. You know, na banko situation of mentor, I think coming apart from the 5-point agenda, party obe men present la to the electorate. Nga jele banko la situation of nyame. You know, ni tata na healthcare system auto. Ya jele luolu na musolo be fala tingoto. Dingolo be fala. Me alonko in any society. Wallahi na kada dula dol to be gulale podon sika ila nyato ngol kama abota woto fana niaje the level of insecurity in the country luolu nya wala mol be boyla mol kala suul kono be fala ibe la fengol tala man sakunda be siring abuka kuma foje. And the surprising part of that all this is ngaje the other day na president Atada see television for 4 hours. 4 good hours. Amantara fenna je for talilla. Talilla because ninke wa ka si ka fo mole ko de ka sele kaba santo 500 meters. Aning mennu dunda ni molte ma personal issues men ya ka dunda ni molte ma kachalu kono. Ika wol just si kasi rather than yetara mirala nyi musol menu ka fatingo to ten. No to alleviate that. Security situation of member banko kan si okay no nya si muneke no ka o improve. Corruption of member banko kan sa muneke no ka o hotel. Rather than all those things we've seen, you know, is engaged in storytelling. And I think Gambian will have seen all these things. UDP la message is very, very clear. Barrow 22 years of Yaya Jammeh. Barrow's 10 years will be worse. Another 5 years of Barrow will be far worse than the 22 years of Yaya Jammeh. And Ngalongo Gambian, they've seen this. And they've realized we need change of leadership. We need a leadership that is honest, transparent, and accountable. And you can get that only in the United Democratic Party. In Lawyer Dabo, you can have a president who is very, very unifying. And so some of the activities, even in the diaspora, people have come to that realization. Kafo Komenko, he is the only person. Because what we've realized also is that our fabric, you know, of our society is tearing apart. Barrow is bringing a wedge between the society. Ngajele na fulol tabi ay Samba State House, sama ay sererol ta ay Samba State House, sininda jolal ta ay Samba State. Banko bukata mo nyama. Ante you know, Yaya Kabering, even Kabiri Yaya even before Yaya Jammeh left, one of my concerns has always been how we coexist in that country, tribes. Because Yemol Jisiol Duntanyo Konanyam. Bubanko is very small. And the cap member always was that but if the fact that I see Fatam Fanso Dundi Banko Kante and the same applies to Barrow. In fact, Barrow had made it even worse. So we need a leader who can unify us. Yenda ko momoyle banko nyi nga sulata mansal la me alonko abe banko nyi chokila nyobala adu mawomba manso soto mentambira usinula lo ada wala and ngalonko Gambia
iko molmo iko lawyer Dabo la mansaya I mean ngamira ifana ya moyle ko small ko isilata Dabo la mansaya la ko nin Dabo la mansaya ta abe julu abe jolale ni molmo iko kuma sifal ko lawyer Dabo be julu abe jolale for lawyer Dabo mu sifal ti bayri ya foko you spend so much time with Mr. Dabo as a person.
So Fatou, thank you for that question. Ngamira ika memfo eka santo kumole fue menuka afo komenko nsilata Mr. Dabo lawyer Dabo la mansaya because abe jolale yalong komenga memfo no nila analogy nga analogy me yu ngela analogy use name we need to find out and try to know people before we make conclusions about them, and that is very, very important for me. Barrow I made such a conclusion from the onset. Jamfadala Nala Bengo Nala Sio 1, 2, 3. I was able to conclude this is Jamfa Mole Munin Kusifala because I kumol menfonye. But that is for another day and another story. And I see a lot of people, former members of the UDP, but I believe it will make a pedal. They need to check themselves and ask themselves, mala kuruyalo, mala jawyalo, mala tilimbalialo, mala jenkolo. For Sanji Kilindoro Nenga, Internada si Sanji Kilindoro ngawolong within 1 year. Ite mari nyanta ifan sambal Dr. Oliale Jube, you have a problem, mental problem or better. So that is an indictment on those people than Useno himself. Useno has amasoto ajado kono kejo moto. He has no bone, no fiber of revenge in him. But yalo ila jawo ninga korta abam mensura abe memfole. They will always try to fabricate things. But tell me, Jumala be Gambia Banko Kang, family Jumala be Gambia Banko Kang, Lawyer Dabo Malo Meye, among Kunyi Make Meye. Majority of the people, many along they are against him now. Look, for example, Honorable O.J. Jallow. Who would have imagined Kabakome O.J. will follow Barrow? I was in Dabo Filije. Yeah, I understand. Sorry to mention his name, but this is a fact. What is done for those people? What is done for those people? And I mention those people because they are up there.
Yeah.
That is different from the ordinary person. And I mean, Imanjulo Bulakangola Kabira Kwa Yamfata Jamema. And he meant it. He meant it. I have lived with this man for the past 25 years. I don't know anybody except him. Mamolo. But this is what I know about the man. I know he's very, very honest. He's very, very committed. A lot level of patriotism is bar none. Nobody in that country. Ateji. Yalong the other day Mbafo Kamoli Unko Lumenga Findit an in solo la case ning. Jamaya la kefati yalo walla. But in Tolmen Yalonko, we've been with him. That is why he becomes so endeared to us. Base incident in an example. A lot of people Ikafoko Solola case was the turning point. Yes, it was the turning point because at least it'll galvanize the entire country. But to be where we are today, go get a Base incident because near long what happened, what transpired in Base, and what was cooked in Base.
Yeah.
That would have killed our democracy. We would not have been here. We would have had one-party state. You understand? But Useno knows. But he ventured in. He's gonna go in there. Yeah. I was there.
So I'm working on a project, and some of the things I came across when it comes to UDP, I the kind of things Alapati go through Tamina. when it comes to torture, when it comes to killing, when it comes to disappearances. Itebe patio tole kabiri dinding for B. You just said it. You've been with Mr. Dabo over 25 years. Isn't demanding for you UDP the kind of sacrifice, some of the most difficult moments as a party? Ali Mimbalu, Ali Mr. Dabo for B Sida. Bairi, anga bijele fisiata patio, come ya nyami militant sol siata, molbe korodunda patio kono, bari mimbe tambita kunung, aseke dol bije imalom. Ise mune fonye no, woku kolengol to mini alonko, ali ataki as a party.
Wow, Fatou, that is a very long history. That is going to take a whole day thing, you know, and some I might even not be able to remember. But it's a memfoye dorong, you know, komenga memfoye. UDP, you know, sacrifice for the greater good of the country has been our trademark. And Mone has said that tone was set by Lawyer Dabo, the party leader. I tell you, tone set. Because had it been, despite all that hardship, despite all that, you know, threats on his life, the Miss Alpha back up to no. You understand that? You can UDP sacrifices takela. They will not do it. But you know, like I said, sacrifice for the country. Banko ajarta wolela. You know, a case in point when Nkao Base incident nyimemfoe. Kabri yembulandi moto kono, you know, yemol natina iko nga bula moto kono pruka troko pruka transport nantu Banjul, you know, and iko aita moto nyato akwate ala moto nyato because ala molbe moto troko le kono nyim moto kesi kensa odoro kuyandeje and it was raining, you know. I'm a very emotional person. You know, so loda kundo nin seka la beje seka sita, you know, come moto na be fenken nothing. So seka ba bala thing
seka ala Senegalese security, right?
That time then seka la beje. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I think it was me and Seka. You know, so ndebe lore hakunto thing na dendiko bondi, you know, just to balansoro ko baga jahalo, you know, samabi na la ngalo ko dendiko de jomu dala but akonye ko no ay Mboji hani dukare
yeah
ngoma munyano. I was crying akonye Mboji ko nam akonye dukare ngedar akonye ko Gambia la jarta nyinna akonye Gambia la jarta nyinna akonye hannim fata bi alhamdulillah billahi wala ta'ala. This is what he told me. And like I said, the things that led to that Basse incident, this is a story that a lot of people don't know. Hussein was going to be killed. And this was planned.
Wow.
Yeah, I understand. And this was discussed, and it was planned, and it was going to be blamed on the Casamas rebels. Yeah, I understand. You know, a lot of things went there. But like I said, these are things, you know, people don't know.
Yeah.
But people also don't want us to talk about it because they have no leg to stand on when you talk about sacrifice and patriotism in that country. Yeah, I understand it. So this is what make us tick. Yeah, I understand it. So we went through hell and back. You know, so that is why some people will say, they are passionate. We passionate about UDP, but we passionate about our country because Banco Jatra Moye Faila Banco, you know, Puru Yelas freedom also. Ila more live in, you know, in dignity. Ntola leadership, this is what they teach us. Yeah, I understand. And this is what, you know, we follow. That's why we believe in them. Yeah, I understand. Don't look up for her. Malam for ike Moriara also.
Don't call me by follow leti. Ndigal doro. Ndigal ni ko how I'll jump alko how high. Don't all for it. But Mboge, some of your diaspora members, I'm gonna call out names, people like Fode Jawla. How do you manage people like Fode Jawla?
So
how do you manage people like Binet Bojang, the rebels? I'm sorry to say, but that one is a rebel. But like you have the good ones. Me along they're raising funds. They're promoting the party, but there are some ones there as well. Mini along Haniko Mr. Dabo, But question of like they come after you. How do you manage all of this? Diaspora, how do you manage these people? Especially for the Jaula. Especially for the Jaula.
I think Fode is a nice guy. A lot of people don't understand him. And he can be net member. Like I said, told you the people our passion, our level of passion them. We don't meant anything bad or negative. Yeah, I understand that. Coming, you know, so sometimes it's very hard, you know, and for people. For example, we were talking about all these sacrifices. Yeah, I understand that. But here now see, you know, out of nowhere, I now for a belittle. Yeah, I understand it. So, because let me tell you one thing. UDP or to say something about whatever government sacrifice UDP is little compared to what, for example, Solo has done for UDP. Yeah, I understand it. Because Solo fella father he's not alive. So that's our phone on Sanyo Wulino Munela Kavo Coventenga Nineke UDP. And I'll tell you one story as well. You know, we are talking about this fundraising thing. Marlon time will allow me. And you know, Solo Nyolo Yalo Noko Sandole Soda, right? I think it was 2015. You know, iko young approaching the diaspora. Iko ilafta kunko lekela. Ko kunko ko ha. Alo kunko nyinkela puru munem. Ndenga vera jambela foko back to the land. It will for UDP back to the land them. But yara fang they had a different motive. So after the discussion, during the discussion, I call after men, I call after like comment near Senoke, right? Near la FIFA on ya wafi, ibe motole sana UDP pour la mobility assisone.
Wow.
Solo Lamarong Fakeba Koli, this guy in KMC Falang Yol, Jere Fati Yol, we had this discussion. So just imagine, modole nene konyeko ha yalong UDP la youth winning nyante bondi la je because ñu molu men budget mankarang nkaye ko al ndeysat nkaye te mo UDP lo ñu molu men yalong ko karam balolu niaje mfutata mbebbi men to wala li asap. So we need to honor those people, you know, for the sacrifice that they've done for this country. But this shows you how committed people are for UDP and to the Gambia as a whole. You know, because like I said, these two are interrelated. But you know, this is how it is. So the diaspora molu, yes, you know, sometimes passion like Asabu, but they meant well for, you know, for the Gambia, you know, and the general good of everybody. But in Kamempo Mole sometimes, well, we went through hell and back. And Nimisal a society like Jandem individual, therapy, you know. Because definitely, it was very, very traumatizing. Very, very. All what we know before is to defend ourselves. Yeah, understand. You know, you better tamala what ibe koma felela. You know, ibe fintila le malong whether you will come today. You know, fola molbe jala forte jala. Ibe da do wala malong forte baila sama. So you live in constant fear, and when you live in that kind of situation for quite a while, it have a toll on, you know, how you perceive things generally. But generally, you know, UDP in Kolu, they meant good. I understand that. All what we want is, you know, the fact of the matter is a lot of people don't want to accept this. UDP suffer for Gambia. I understand. We suffer than anybody in that country. But a lot of people don't want to accept this. They don't want out of nothing. And if you ask them their reason, they will not tell you any simple reason. Because, for example, if you quote in Kaboko, Haiko Usenu Revenge Lale. Show me where in the Gambia, Jumal Nea Foeko, Internulla Dawad Dunta Nola and Samba Kitiola, or in Samba Police. Ataje. You know?
So finally, Mr. Mboge, what over Bantasai? So still an election of Yamra UDP dung Baroko yajele suppress la polls fintita eco in December. Baro is likely to win the elections. You know, that brought a lot of panic among all the parties, including UDP, I guess. What is UDP going to do in the next 2 months to make sure Kajoko ito left election to yaso?
You know, for that polls. I don't even look at it, to be honest with you, because yalong the government na ko ne Gimondo ye baro kabere from the start ye Gimondo le duma bulunu. There are people men ka fa ko incumbency, it give you an advantage of like 30%. Nenanga modo je, you know, and nenening attending baro bedongorola ako e ko he akai heji akai Gambian ko laftela akai beta kan juma salola molbe lori suloke be baro akai fo botan juma salo be lori no kilingoto. Yeah, understand. So ikawo kuma sifa le fae, to boost his ego. Ika nenele. Yeah, understand. The undercurrent. Yalong, like I told you earlier, diaspora jang. Kuomembe Gambia jang is a reflect on the ground. And I can assure you, 99% of Gambians in the diaspora are dissatisfied with the way this country is going. And I can assure you, Gambian people want matured leadership. They know they want a unifying leadership. They want a leadership that is honest, transparent, and accountable. And this is what is going to drive the people to the polls in this election. If anything, this is what is going to be the defining factor of this election. So Barrow, they can tell him, Koabe 99% of the votes. Yeah, I understand. They can tell him that, and he can take that, and keep it, put it in his pocket and sit with it. But in what I can tell you, like some of our activities, I'm not gonna tell you all. Your opponent, you don't give him the chance, to know your ikebuke bulo be itandal. But coming out for any election, I know election to the Gambia.
So finally, those undecided voters, any independent voters, even monefule means atina ko mean batina inyanta karte fela A&M Usenu Daboe. Who is Lawyer Dabo, and why do you think he's the right person to lead us in the next 5 years?
So they say the general public, be it in the diaspora or in the Gambia, nsabem fono wala mindi meyen kafu wala warata dan meyen tala. And bankola situation obe nyame mbe alone. And we might not agree on issues, every issue. But in the basic law, mbe banko mumbela tade adu mbela after bankola. But in base financial sonne ko banko be direction on men aka nyatlin dameng nyameng amantara sila kendeka. So nsa muneke nsa mbulolu fay kafu nyoma ngana wo difference in dingol men bette ma ngalande nga banko jube. And nga jube jumale chance to ka change nati wo banko ka. And when I say change, I mean meaningful change in that country. And in showing that, we have to look for a leadership that is tried and tested, that is matured, that is honest, and that is transparent, that is accountable. And it's also to know Jumala to men bear along they are looking for your votes. You will not have any better person than Lawyer Usenu Dabo. So the choice is ours, to make on December. But I believe the best gift that we can give that country is to elect Lawyer A&M Dabo on December 4th as president of the country. And like I said,
I come there how you know November 4th. I come there how you know I'll be jiggering back.
Ninsa cannot be from online. Nasa cannot be from yes. Yeah, but yeah, the best gift we can give that country is to elect Usenu A&M Dabo as president of that country on December 4th. And I urge everybody, like I said, UDP might not be your first choice, but the stakes are very, very, very high. Give us a chance to lead you. Nimaka Nyama, you have the chance to change. But the moment lote for Sanji Muan Nimfeng, Sanji Muan Lulu, and all this time, trying times, they've been steadfast in their commitment to that country. Namira ne banko di Omari la, abe banko sambanola. Lawyer Dabo Kobe Yafo Nyame, Molem Mealonko is very honest. He is very, very transparent and he's very, very accountable. He has integrity. Molem Mealonko, you can always count on him. Kavuko Niake President. Luolu, Nabe Lala. And Membe Lala, Wolem Nindi Banko Mola livelihood about change la Nyame. Adu Nabe Wula, ni Wolebe Wula, Nabe Tinya, Nani Wolebe Tinya. Banko Mola Kuala ya Sola, Adu Wolebe Tara, but at Tara Sirin Tali Lala. You know, so nsi memfono Gambian Kolo wala mwoti. But to my diaspora, not diaspora Kolo. Because Niamo Mbuj is the UDP diaspora, right? Coming out for Nyameng, Mbe Tentula Mbe Jaila for the trust and in confidence me ya Sotonto. Ima Jube na Dindia or na Karambalia or whatever. But ya Jube Toronko, Nimu Mole di Mealonko, we can count on, we can trust. Ye do no mendina akuliata nyama. Mba nola, nta nola, Imao Jube. They trust me. And it has been a family. And we have the unity, Mealonko, you know, that's what we've been cherishing all these years. So, and they've been very, very supportive in whatever we are doing. I have no word to, I don't know how to describe, you know, to thank them. Because like I said, Nimem being for the UDP diaspora, Niaja Keno, they told them, intended. They are just there, Ninkuna, Yankumande, you know, we meet, we discuss, but he told her they are the foot soldiers. And in Nakafola, Yirua, men diaspora, they told her they go around selling the agendas of the party, you know, calling people to join the party. They can all drone, you know, Mols and Kumandi Aponyako Hakal to join the party. My role is to welcome them and stuff like that. But the footwork is done by these people. It's not Mboge. Alay along, it's not Mboge. So I want to thank them. But also, you know, like I always said, you know, I want to advise myself, you know, and advise all of us. Let us not give into any temptation, whether within or from outside, that can put a wedge within us. UDP niaje mfutata fombe tembo mendo sanji mwane lulu na kewalu believe that men na wala nyomutoti. Nyomuto is the cornerstone of the success of UDP. And I will keep saying it, because we are who we are because of our unity. And let us always respect our elders. You know, lately they will try to, you know, put a lot of Barola camp. They are very, very desperate. Yeah, I understand. And they will come with all kind of stuff. Yeah, there's, yeah, you know, you can see the desperation in Baro. Another Dawda is just just imagine in Basse, I think for it, you know, and we've seen, you know, in their camp every day, they want to frame that on UDP. But Barole Nendro start Gambia. At a lot of Basse, I got Nico Talem Patirom Tonal, the Nico Talem Molti or Mulialet. So since then, he opened the floodgates. Alamolu, no good, no bad. So, Barry, I know that Menukaki, majority of them are from his executive. Yeah, I understand.
Go.
No, that is the hard fact. That is the hard fact. That is the hard fact. Yalom olayatina mansaya nyanta daji ko beda mansatul.
Yeah.
Mansa nyanta daji ko le sotola. Nim mansa man daji ko soto. The repercussion is that it reflects on the followers. Kabirim Baroye won and droge Basse. Majority of his supporters follow his footsteps. Yamutako, that is the right thing. Ikanyim ko mo be bonene ma mo UDP nka killing in the executive. Mo law anywhere ko kuma order. And these are men ka Jamaica mo dame na majority of them are just rank and files. Yena ko mo But I executive we have audios many along from their executive and vice president. Malum for audios. Ila mo do be je way kuma vice president no ma farmer SO4. Wo hanni manke NPP supportati. You need to condemn that. Because musole madi me along ko musu horomari wala madi ke bale fara ma manke dindinti. But also hold a very, very important position in that country. And we see ngajele ikamol bondi dang from diaspora jang ke samba Gambia ka kodo di la katiketo say ke lundi hotel ke samba TV to station to tarim platform to ka usenu nang ngalo ne wol ito la ka wol finance so jumala kan endroge is baro atele I start you will believe me when you check the archive just check the records atele ni start in Basse a lot of Basse ako niko Italian patriot ako muto nyale ako ban niko itele ta mola ako mfanial abe he was referring to Usenu Dabo that's what he was doing but kabra fo maji farmana jawara nyol load platform ka Usenu ne he was sitting there. Barrow is angry and he's desperate because Menkadala, and this is why the program was in Jamfandigang. I think time is up. But this is why Nimol Bediamole Nyante listen. Barrow should have come to his senses earlier to avoid all these things. But unfortunately, he was surrounded by people, many are, they will not tell him anything that is good for the country, but what is good for him, for them. And unfortunately, that's what happened.
Thank you very much, Mboge. Nindiro dak nide d'accord la wala de. Obe camp floor bereto. Nindiro abala camp floor bereto de. Kukile yemi for de. Tonya ye kukilim for all alla executive. I don't remember seeing any executive from UDP come Kawasi Falke. But Nindiro bala camp floor bereto de. Saka told alla mol mi anko Nindiro grupo Nindiro ka for battle bulu. WhatsApp group mi anko.
No, yalo ne led di kamen.
TRRC group battle 1 and 2. So
yalo ne led di kamen.
Come floor built in Mboge Saidykhan, to be honest.
No, yalo ne led di kamen ke Fatou. Right? Yalo ne led di kamune ke ika audio tale. Yeah, UDP natalo keje. Because I swear to God, Fatou, these people are very, very desperate. They are very desperate. Niaje president on Lota. And I'm telling you, I just so you know an example. Naje president on Lota. Akafo mole ko foreigners register no banko kande. Yalo ko that is a sign of desperation. Yenda ko mole. But ala fenko jube the fact is he is very, very, very desperate because he knows the ground he's standing on is sleeping under him. He's sinking. And there's nothing that can stop him. December will tell. UDP. This is something that we've worked for, and we will continue to work for until the day the votes are going to be cast. We will be there. Mbebena Gambiel.
Inshallah.
That we can continue this because I think now on Albe we didn't have time, but I definitely want to have more time with you.
Definitely.
I think there is a lot of story. Gambi along alamolu kanale be fani alu double aduka umolu menje jamawe jentelenge dia diaspora sako UDP diaspora understand so all I think sometimes I don't want to be out there, but I think it's very necessary for people to hear our side of the story because they've been saying a lot of nonsense. Many alonko they never happen. Understand me? But anu mente fananjala ko kono kajele president fong akasi to entertain those kind of fonko akasi akakumasi falgo. For example, when a lot of water mena kwati tata bansande ikata ilala usenu understand that is so far from the truth. Alone dam I was on the phone with Yaya that very night. Ale mba kumandi akaye ko ale fenko ke ila lodging presidential suite Pro Adam Boroita Telaji, Aquada Matelaji Yako, the other people, men and Alaftelaji, we paid room for them. Amanga Franco Yadi free day. Pay for it. You know?
Tere kuyaka nyine ke ning tere kuyaka tabutuo ku jamale ka sada. I'm sure all I'm saying you sada ka. You know, but I think it will be interesting to have you Ninata on by the political season lakono kacha jamal be kelale especially the diaspora by the minbe grassroots holds right now all be crisscrossing the country. They're so busy. It will be important to have the diaspora people to talk to them about politics and it will find a role when we play can come the Gambian diaspora it a role we play in our economy but also even in our political scene it's not measurable Gambian but when it comes to the funding, when it comes to the resource mobilization, when it comes to mobilization, even information sharing, the diaspora took it upon themselves all these years. So I think it's commendable.
This is just, I swear to God, this is just a fraction of what UDP diaspora is doing. Believe me.
Yes.
Because you can't individual groups all. It's a chapter solo muda is a chapter solo comment like near event soto. It's a chapter solo command ko program carry sort of meeting carry, you know, and they will donate like 40-50,000. May I long you know more count on this larger figure, you know, that you know we are contributing to the campaign. You know, Biro Dolbije, UDP diaspora call like Bilol Joe and Giolo and stuff like that. Individual BJB Sulala Tisa Tolma. Sporting activities. So near Babula figure Bela Nyokang, it runs in millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, yeah, it's because of the urgency. But also, like I said, this is all inspired by leadership. Nima leadership soto, me alongo is inspiring. You cannot buy love. You understand?
Yeah.
You cannot buy it. There is no shop where you buy love. And Barrow, that's what he's trying to do. Ate Amutako, you know, he can buy everybody. And majority of the people that are following him, let us follow it. This is what true love is. Out of nowhere, that you believe it. Like I said, European registration. They bought ticket $2,000. You understand, to go and register in the Gambia. Atela molo hana ibe bolaja nyumenu ka so bolela nyin diaspora ko itolla ka ticket ose. Itolla ka ticket ose. Imaje ko ila New York je ko e foundation keje anyini ngay jelle sodo.
Nko atol le ata disclose itol me ta disclose follow ibe no ba disclose la.
Ite ba disclose ibe bona disclose e ma fen soto. Vice President ko be boss lady bije ma fen soto. They couldn't get anything. You know? Dolman Yalo the secret Yalo ye men fire no. But Yalo ye men fire no. At the start, you know, ikaenda ko tole tam diaspora. You understand? You all fire no. So I knew what you call a searing. You know, but I mean, just imagine. Nimmis Alpha no, I suppose so that you can vote in Kobe diaspora. Even to that extent. But I want the jang. Ninkate olora jang. Jana olora jang. Anyway, honey, wallahi nasiya da tamila kate kese kemol. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Mboge Saidykhan, your time is up. Your time is up. But I think these things are important to talk to the diaspora representatives. In a role is immense, and we want to thank you so much for your time. And until I see you in Gambia, thank you very much for coming to the show. And to all of you watching in Gambia and in the diaspora, good night to you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Gamcel data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcel data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcel data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302* data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcel data, it's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcel Yaiborom.